Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello creepy friends, welcome to Slams and Bobs. My voice is kind of a bit rickety today. I'm trying to hold it as best I can, but I know it's a tiny bit gravelly. My glands are swollen up. I work around, I think I touched on this yesterday, I work around medicines and therefore sick people, and therefore if anyone's going to get ill at work, it's going to be me. But also we've had two people ill. Lady has had two ill children, therefore she's carrying it, and I went around her. Another lady was pretty bad on Thursday, and I'm very, very prone to bad throats. Therefore, it's only a matter of time before I can't talk. So let's get this on the road. Today was Thunderbirds Day, as always, and the episode today was called Relic. I don't know why it was called Relic. I can't actually understand why it was called Relic. There were no relics involved. Unless you count Alfie as a relic or Shadow Alpha 1. I was trying to figure out as well if Shadow Alpha 1, because it's such a long name, was some kind of anagram for something. Can anyone get on that? I mean, I put it as Sayo, but that was all I really got. So Scott and Alan and Grandma and Brains are all outside enjoying a meteor shower when Scott calls up to John, just asking if things are okay, and he says actually it's going to turn into a full-blown meteor storm. And the Shadow Alpha 1 base that their dad's friend Taylor is in is actually in danger, and therefore Taylor's in danger. This causes Scott and Alan to go up into space and to go and tell Taylor he's really got to get the hell out of there before he gets blown to death by loads of meteors. Captain Taylor sounds like quite a cool guy when you hear about him at first, when you hear about the things he's done with Jeff, the different things he's kind of had impact on international rescue for, you kind of go, he's not bad. At first, Scott kind of jumps out of Thunderbird 3 and screws up his landing entirely on the moon, which I found quite funny because he thought he knew everything, and just so it shows, the oldest person around doesn't always know everything. My brother likes to think he knows everything. I doesn't. Scott tries to encourage Taylor to willingly leave Alfie, Shadow Alpha 1, but he won't. He's kind of stuck in his ways and saying, oh, we can blast the meteors, we can get rid of them. The guy has a pretty cool accent. At first, they sit down and they blast the meteors, but then Alfie starts to malfunction, it starts to shut down. It's obviously a very, very old moon base, and it's just not what it was. He gets it working again, but it's kind of not at full capacity. Another strike comes down with the help of John. Scott isolates the meteors that are actually coming for the Shadow Alpha base and shoots them, but then there's a whole other strike that's now causing the whole centre as it was to just combust, and it's not going to last. Taylor admits it to himself, and he and Scott have to escape that room and therefore escape the base. Obviously we have Alan in the air, but the issue Scott has is that he can't bring Thunderbird 3 too close to the moon, the place on the moon where they are, without Thunderbird 3 sustaining damage, and obviously that's their ride back down. You don't want to be stranded in outer space, because if you get on the moon with no helmet on or no oxygen, your head's going to go poof. There's a compression and no oxygen and whatnot. I'm kind of basing that off an episode of The Simpsons from a while ago. The easiest answer, therefore, in Taylor's mind, is to take LT, which is lunar transport, and physically drive across the moon to meet Alan in a safer location where Alan's kind of parked up. So they go to the lunar transport. Scott thinks he can drive it. He can't. Taylor drives it. And they therefore just start literally driving along the moon. Just like in a little car, you know, just... I like my hand doing that. I kind of have movement in that hand. It's like, whee! I can't do it with this hand, though. This hand screws up. And eventually, due to sort of trying to escape the meteors, they fall into a crater and can't drive out of it. And he's like, I can't move, I'm stuck! What Scott does is jumps underneath, because he's picked up his jetpack, while they were physically running across the moon at first, crawls underneath the car and makes it go foom up. I want to say Scott Taylor because he's a referee in WWE, I'm really sorry. Taylor then uses his ejector button to blast them into Thunderbird 3. Everybody goes home, everybody's happy, and Taylor's finally going to get a day off. Ha, brilliant. I'm going to be really brutally honest here because I like to be honest with you Thunderbird fans, and I believe honesty is the best policy with this thing, and please, you can crucify me with this if you want. I didn't really like this episode. I couldn't shake the feeling that it should be Alan doing all this and not Scott. Alan's still getting childized, as I call it, and it's very, very frustrating. I don't like seeing that. I don't like seeing him being treated like less of a brother, and I feel like that's what they're doing. I didn't like the way Scott was behaving in this video. He didn't seem brave and courageous. A lot of times he seemed kind of scared and unsure and almost frightened of stuff, and I don't feel like that suits Scott Tracy at all. I just don't think it was an episode for me. And I don't know if you guys felt the same. I just felt we had the exhilaration and the excitement of the episode last week, and then suddenly I just don't know what went wrong this week. I did, however, love the old style dangerous music that was playing throughout, these kind of dun dun dun, like it was all in your ear. And I also loved some of the last shots, which were where you could clearly see it was set of Alfie, that they were just building up. It was no CGI. I loved seeing that. But then I always love it when you can visually see when they're using set and not CGI. I think I've spoken about this before, when we had Penny and Gordon and Parker stuck in the tomb. We saw that there. While I like seeing John being able to spot dangers and therefore rescues before they actually happen, I still feel like we're missing out on calling international rescue. It hasn't happened yet. We are 14 episodes in now and we still have not had calling international rescue. We have not had one lick of that line, and it's almost as crucial as the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown. It really is, and I'm missing that. I am truly, truly missing that. It's sad that it's not there. Grandma Tracy sends the boys to bed. She's, not only is the onesie still really annoying, she's starting to remind me of Miss Finster from Recess. Does anybody else feel the same? Does anybody else remember Recess if you're a 90s kid? She's just not the sweet old grandma I remember. Comedy line from the episode. I designed that jetpack. Does it come in blue? Good line. And the point I had to make for myself, it was the first thing I thought of when it happened. When Scott and Alan are being loaded into Thunderbird 3 in that little crane thing, could you imagine if it just got to that highest point and went boom and malfunctioned and stopped, and they're just sitting up there and they see it's going, help! What if no one else was on the base? This is my mind for you. This is the tangents of my mind. It just goes vroom and goes somewhere else that you probably don't really want it to go. There's an episode I remember in the original Thunderbirds where Tintin has to keep someone busy and takes them under the water, deep sea diving, while the boys have to go on a mission. I think it's Edge of Impact. No, it was Tim Casey. So Tim Casey visits the island. He's a friend of Jeff's, and I wondered if that was Taylor. It's not. I just had to look that up for my own peace of mind. I actually found an entire page on the Thunderbirds wiki dedicated to any outfit Tintin has ever worn. I cannot believe that has happened. All in all, today's episode was a bit of a bum note for me. It wasn't for me. I didn't particularly like it, and I'm really, really sorry about that. Please judge it as you will. Did you agree? Did you not agree? What did you like about it? What did you dislike about it? As always, I love the fact that we are all fans and that none of us agree on everything. That's the point of being a fan. You don't agree on everything. It's why we have debates and talks. If we all agreed, how boring would life be? Thank you for being here, everyone, and watching this. If you would like to subscribe, please do. If you would like to follow Instagram or Twitter, please do. In about 2 weeks, there may be a major delay on a Thunderbirds review because there will be people at home. I don't know if I'm going to get to review. I think it will probably be Saturday the 28th of November's episode. Hoping that's not going to happen. I'm hoping I can find a way around it, but just in case I can't, be advised it's either going to be very late or maybe non-existent. So I'm very sorry about that. And I will see everybody again. There is much more to come. I will see everyone again. Bye.